Hi everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I cover oily skin, hooded eyes, and beauty. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. So I have used this palette a few times now, so I definitely feel comfortable enough to give a review of this palette. I wanted to make sure that I had a full understanding of all of the shades and the color story, so that way I can let you guys know my thoughts. So this palette retails for $48 and it has a perfect combination of neutral tones, cool tones. It has 15 shades and it has some shimmers, some mattes. And I definitely think that some of these shimmers are foiled formulas, which means it kind of gives that like molten look, like kind of like that wet shimmer look, if that makes sense. So this shade here, Night Sky, this is a matte black with some purple and blue loose glitters pressed in the eyeshadow, and you just want to keep in mind that these types of shadows only show the actual glitter when you pat the eyeshadow on your lid, and then whenever you do blend it, you'll only get the matte black. So those glitters will not show, so just keep that in mind whenever you want to create a look using one of these formulas. So these two colors here, this is what actually sold me with this palette. They are so beautiful, and I was looking for certain blue tones, and I think that these really hit the head on the nail. I love them so much. And so when I started to use this palette, get to kind of play with it a little bit more, I actually fell in love with this entire bottom line. It is just so beautiful and I just can't get enough of it. But in today's look, I'm actually gonna be using these colors here. Not these colors, because I feel like I play around with these so much. I really wanna do something else. And so I'm gonna be using these to create a nice look for hooded eyes. So let's get started. As you can tell, I already have on my makeup. I prepped and primed my eyes. I have red lips because I do have a lip plumping gloss on. So that way, whenever it's time to put on my lipstick, they could be nice and voluptuous, as much as they can be for this little turtle beak. Okay, anyway, we're gonna get into the look now. So the first color I'm gonna go into is Summer Sky, and I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. So I'm gonna be doing the winged shadow look. I think it looks so good for hooded eyes. It's been like one of my favorite looks right now. So this palette doesn't really have a lot of fallout, which I really like. It gives off a lot of pigment without much fallout, which is really weird because the more fallout you see, the more pigmented the shadows are, but that's not the case for this one. It's super pigmented with not a lot of fallout. So that's why I decided to have my makeup on first and then do my eyes, just in case. I'm gonna put a little tissue underneath my eye and hope for the best. So as you can see, I'm applying my eyeshadow with my eyes open. It's definitely a good practice to do whenever you have hooded eyes, because you wanna make sure that the eyeshadow that you're placing on the crease that you're creating, you wanna make sure that everyone can see the beautiful art that you are placing on your eyelids. That's why you always wanna keep your eyes open, because if you keep your eyes closed, you're going to place your eyeshadow in your actual crease, and then when you open your eyes, the eyeshadow is not gonna be shown, because as you can see, my crease is like down here and my big eye flap is covering it. So keep your eyes open when you are doing your eyeshadow, at least your crease. Now I'm just gonna connect the end of the wing all the way down to my lash line. So as you can see, I am starting off with light layers, because if I want to go deeper, I can definitely go deeper. But if I start off super dark, I can't really go lighter unless I take off my makeup, and I'm not going to do that. No one wants to do that. So always start off with light layers. With that being said, these matte shadows are actually super pigmented, and they blend so easily. So I like to stamp on the eyeshadow first and then blend it out, and they just blend out like a dream, and they blend on top of each other like a dream. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I did on the left eye to my right eye. So now that I have my transition shade on and blended, I'm gonna go into the color Earthbender. It is this beautiful reddish brown. It is so rich in color. Like, I am so in love with that color. I was gonna be doing like a blue eye look, something like that, but then I used this and I was like, oh my God, I need to use that. I cannot not show you guys this beautiful color. And I know you guys might be thinking like it's brown. It's just brown, but it is just so unique. Like I can't explain. I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm going to be deepening this transition shade, and then I will be placing it on the sides, on each side of my eyelids, because I do wanna do like a halo look. Doing a halo look is beautiful on hooded eyes, and I'm gonna show you just how beautiful it's gonna look. So as you guys can see, I'm blending two eyeshadows. I'm blending one on top of another, and it's just blending beautifully. There is no patchiness, no skipping, no muddiness. It looks so flawless. I forgot about my tissue. I haven't had any fallout, but you know, just in case. I'm just gonna deepen the corners up just a bit. Can you guys see like the richness of this brown? It is just so beautiful, and I love the red tint. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. So now we're gonna be focusing on the center of our lids because we are creating the halo look. And to help out with making sure that the center of the lids really pop out, I'm gonna be using my concealer from Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm gonna be placing it just on the negative space that I left for that halo look. I'm just gonna be getting a concealer brush and placing that concealer on my lids. So I'm going to look up to see how high my concealer is gonna go, and it looks like it's right about here. So I'm gonna make sure that I place my concealer all the way up there. I might go higher, but I'm not sure yet, we'll see. So you can definitely see my concealer with my eyes open, so I really like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the concealer on this side. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I laid down my concealer, I'm gonna go into the color Desert Sky, and it's this beautiful shimmer brown shade. I absolutely love it, and I feel like it really helps with giving dimension in my eye. It just really makes my eyelids pop. So these shimmers are insanely soft. It's like really buttery. Like whenever I dip my finger in there, it feels so nice and silky. I absolutely love it. I think that it gives great payoff. And yeah, so let's go ahead and put this on. This color definitely would not be as bright if I did not put on concealer, just because it's being laid on top of a very dark brown. So I definitely wanted to make sure that this stood out. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Now I have used a brush with these shimmers, and I think that it does do a pretty good job, but with all shimmers, I feel like using your finger is just the best way to go. So that's what I've been doing lately. I feel like with the brush, it's just not as pigmented, but it's still great if you want to use a brush, and you can definitely use it wet, but I just find it to be easier to use just your finger, because also it's easier to control just how much you're putting on your eyelid and just exactly where you're putting it. So you can do either or. If all of Lunar Beauty's products perform just as well as this eyeshadow palette does, oh my God, I'm gonna be spending so much money. I love these colors so much, and just to have it all together in one palette is just a dream. Okay, I absolutely love this, and I know that I can take it another step further. I can do so much more with this beautiful palette, but I have just been having this look in my head for so long, and I really need to just get it out there. Now that I'm done with the top lids, I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom lids. I'm pretty much just gonna do the exact same thing that I did on the top. I don't know yet if I'm gonna be doing the shimmer on the bottom lids. We'll see. I am really bad at telling you what brushes I use whenever I do create these looks. So for the transition shade, I'm just using my shade brush from Eco Tools, and I'm just gonna go back into it for the bottom lids. I'm just mimicking pretty much everything that I did on top. I should still use a tissue just in case. Now I'm gonna go into that darker shade and just do exactly what I did on top. So for the darker shade on top and bottom, I used the blend brush from Eco Tools for the top, and on the other side of that brush, I used the smudge brush from Eco Tools. I don't think I'm gonna put the shimmer on bottom. I kinda like it like this. Now to highlight the inner corners, I'm gonna be going into this shade here, which is Velour. It's a really pretty like champagne shimmery color, and I think it's really gonna go well with the colors that we use today. So I'm gonna be using the small smudge brush from e.l.f. to go ahead and highlight the inner corners. So I think because this is such a small brush, it's not able to pick up as much product as I would like. So I'm gonna wet it and dip into that color again to highlight the inner corners. So I'm not sure why I'm not able to build up the product with this brush. I guess I haven't noticed it before until now, but I'm just gonna be using my finger. It looks so much better, way more pigmented. If all else fails, just use your fingers. They're your best tools. Okay, so now that I have highlighted everything, I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. Here is the final look. I am so excited and so happy that I was able to bring this look to life because I have been thinking about this look with these colors for so long now, and I finally was able to do it with this beautiful, beautiful palette. So this definitely is one of my best palettes in my collection. I feel like my collection is now complete. Of course, I will still be buying palettes because I love makeup. This one is just so beautiful, and I have been using it almost like every single day to play with all of these colors, and I just cannot get enough of it. I just want to play around with all of the colors, all of the different shimmers, and just create like outrageous, crazy, unpredictable yet beautiful and wearable looks. So definitely stay tuned for some new eyeshadow looks. I'll mainly be doing them on my Instagram channel, so definitely make sure that you are following me. My Instagram page, my Instagram, whatever. On my Instagram, I will definitely be doing way more looks with this palette because I just cannot get enough of it. It's blendable, it's wearable. I think that there is a beautiful combination of neutrals and cool tones. I think that you can definitely mix the two. It's very versatile. That's what I love about this palette is it's very versatile. You can do just like an everyday look and then go from like work to night. Another awesome thing about this palette is it's really long wearing, so you can definitely depend on it if you're gonna be wearing makeup for a long period of time, because you know, whenever you put on shimmers, they look so beautiful upon application, and then throughout the day, you notice that those shimmers start going into the creases of your eyelids, and then it just doesn't look so great anymore. That's not gonna be the case here, so that is good to know. So I hope you guys love this eyeshadow look just as much as I do. Let me know down in the comments below, have you tried this eyeshadow palette or have you tried Lunar Beauty in general? Let me know how you guys like it, what I should try next, what are your favorite products from that brand. I definitely wanna try it out because this eyeshadow palette, holy crap. So if you guys like this look, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more content because I am going to be putting up a lot more hooded eye videos. So stay tuned.